All right. I have officially clicked that go live button, and I believe that we are going to be ready to begin. We'll give everyone a few moments to get logged in. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for our live Faces of First Year podcast, the first one for the fall 2023 semester. And we are so excited to be talking to you today about student success courses, also known as first year seminars. So if this is your first time watching one of our vodcasts or video podcasts, if you will, the goal is to connect you with the faces of the fabulous staff, faculty, and students who are related to key resources at the college that we think are going to be especially important for you to know. So today we have a fabulous person here who I am excited to introduce you to related to our featured topic. So Alicia, will you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us who you are and what it is that you do here at the college?
Hi, everyone. My name is Alicia Ingolstad. I am one of the faculty here at Pima, and I teach these student success courses. I just go by my first name, so you can call me Alicia. That works.
I love it. Great. And are you the only faculty who teaches these courses? Or are there any other shout outs or people students should know about?
I'm absolutely not the only faculty. There are a lot of us. There are a lot of these courses, and there's a big team of us. We bring a lot of different experience, and a lot of our teachers are also like doing other jobs. So you might know them in other roles around Pima, or if not, they might be bringing in some of their experience from other work that they do outside of the college. And that really helps inform the classes and makes them interesting and gets you connected with a lot of other things. So I am definitely not the only one, but there are only a couple of us who are full-time. So you might see my name and Denise Riley's name on a lot of those classes.
Nice. Very nice. I just realized I completely forgot to introduce myself. So for those who are watching and who I have not yet met, my name is Renee Forsyth. I use she, her pronouns, and I lead the first year experience program, which is what's bringing you today's podcast, but also a whole lot of other programming to support our first year students as well as all students during their journey at Pima. All right, so as we mentioned, today we are focusing on student success courses. What are they? What do you need to know about them? Where can you learn more? How can you sign up for them? We're going to talk all about that and more. But I think it's fair for us to get started with just a general description of what are STU courses. So Alicia, you want to go ahead and explain that a little bit more?
So to start, STU courses are not study skills courses. That's like one of our topics. But what we do in these classes is we help you with the full student experience. It's about being successful as a student, which is much bigger than just show up to class, check off the boxes, and then like go home and do your homework. So we want to help you grow in a way that you're becoming the person that you want to be, the person you came to college to be. And part of that includes student study skills type stuff. But there is a lot of reflection and a lot of kind of self-analysis. There's a lot of connecting with resources, not just at Pima, but possibly in the community, depending on which course you're taking, as well as online, and lots of tools that you can take with you, not just through your student time, but also when you get out into the world. It's not about helping you check boxes at Pima. It's about helping you become the person you want to be. So student success, not just study skills. A little bit more than that.
When we were preparing, I liked how you boiled it down to two words of exploration and preparation. I think that's a great nutshell to kind of give an idea of what they are.
Absolutely. A lot of exploration. Some of the classes we focus on the tools that you're going to use as a student, and some of them we're focusing on things like where you want to end up in your career or your overall major. If you're planning to transfer, we have courses to help you support you in that. So check us out. Definitely check out those descriptions and find one that fits you.
Awesome. And a little bit later here, I will link the sites to where you can find those descriptions and more, not only in the chat if you're watching this live, but also in the video summary if you're watching this as a recording. And for those of you who are joining us live right now, hello, great to see you all. If there are any questions that you would like for us to address and talk about here during the live stream, just let me know. Throw those questions down in the chat and I will field them accordingly. All right, so we kind of gave a good general description of what student success or STU courses, as we like to call them, what those are. But let's get creative here. If we were to describe these STU courses as if they were, I don't know, let's say a video game, what video game would they be and why? Help us better paint the picture.
So I will start by saying I'm not a gamer, but I played a lot of Nintendo and a lot of Super Nintendo, but that's about where I end. I still have my Super Nintendo, my original Super Nintendo. So I love my Donkey Kong games. But I would say STU courses are kind of like the original Mario Brothers, because Super Mario Brothers games, because that was the beginning of an empire. It was the beginning of something that grew and changed and became all these different things for all these different generations. And here we are decades and decades later, and we're still doing new stuff with Mario and Luigi. So that's what STU's about. It's about being that front foundation, giving you all those tools and helping you grow that into bigger and better things for yourself later on. So we're the original Super Mario Brothers.
I like it. You're the OGs and the classic, and there's a reason for that. And also from what my knowledge is of the STU courses, yes, they're building that independent and individual exploration and preparing for their transfer and career goals, but they're also doing that alongside other folks who are in similar positions, other students who are also starting their college journey. And so maybe it's also kind of like the group play where you can play solo, but you can also play with others and have a good time while you're doing it. So
we incorporate that into a lot of our classes. We learn from one another, and through our years of looking at the data of these types of classes, the self-reflection is great, and we do a lot of that, but the learning from each other and finding out who else is doing the same thing as you. You've got networking with them. Maybe you have the same major. Maybe you'll end up in the same club or something like that. I have students every semester who make friends in my classes just from us having a chance to have discussions. So it really is a key part of learning that I think some students haven't had the opportunity to engage with. And some students just didn't do that, right? Didn't have that in their classes. So I highly encourage you to check out what we do by joining us in our classes and be open to learning from other people and learning from things that you may have never thought you would ever want to engage with.
I love that. Are there any myths or stigmas around these courses that you want to make sure are debunked, or that we set students up with fair expectations about what these courses really are?
I think when people hear STU and student success, they do think study skills. And again, that's part of what we do, but it's not really, here's a template, do the template, we check that off, moving on to the next thing. We want to engage you in the critical thinking around what that was like to do something new. And what does that mean you're going to do with that information now? All of the STU classes incorporate an immense amount of reflection, and they truly are critical thinking courses. And I know the way I teach my courses, we are talking to one another every single day. We are reflecting every single day. We are digging deep with the way that we interact with each other. We don't stop at surface area connections. We really look for ways to extend our learning and make it interesting to one another.
Yeah. Well, and many of the STU courses are 1 credit, if not 2. And I think it would be unfair if students were to think that this was just an easy A to blow off, and it's not going to require a lot of effort. You get what you invest and you sow into it, but like you were saying, these are skills that you're going to be using with employers down the line, which is, the whole goal is to prepare you for that career field. And I think that that's really interesting because oftentimes you don't work alone, you're working with others, and that consistent communication, teamwork, identifying each other's strengths and talents and how you can leverage those to accomplish the goals. Yeah, those are real life skills that will be so helpful and valuable.
Tell my students that those are the things that people are hiring college grads for. When that's the requirement in a job posting, they're not hiring you because they want to know what your score was on the second exam you took in that math class that one semester. They're hiring you because they know you've had to go through all these years of classes, learning all kinds of different things, switching your mind from one topic to another topic, 10 minutes in between the 2 classes. And then you have to go home and do homework for hours for both of those. And you had to go do extra research, exploration on your own. And then you had to articulate how you put all that information together. And all of that is a lot of work. And you do that in a lot of your college classes. So having the opportunity in a 1 credit course to practice that instead of having to have that learning curve along with, say, a writing class that's delving into rhetoric or something. I don't know. I'm not a writer. Get those foundations so that you can be successful in those higher levels. But it's because when you get out, those are the skills that go across all career fields. Everybody wants somebody who manages their time well. And that goes beyond writing your schedule down. That's about energy balance and really getting to know yourself, and when you perform well and when you have the best output and when you don't, and how much recovery you need and things like that. So it's more than just write your schedule down and look at your syllabus. And we want you to practice that with us. We want you to be successful, and we don't want that to be a barrier when you get into another class where you have to do all that and all this other stuff. Let us give you credit for practicing that stuff.
I love it. Fair enough. Okay, let's see here. So we kind of touched on and mentioned how there's different student success courses. Is there for a certain time when students should be mindful about taking the STU courses? So for example, there's STU 100s, especially the STU 100 specifically and STU 107 course. If I'm understanding, those tend to be, well, you tell me, what are the STU 100 and 107 classes? What are the differences? And when should students aim to take those?
So the 100 and 107 are the big ones because they're very common. They're embedded in some of those transfer degrees. And then they're open for anyone else to take. You can do it as one of your electives if you'd like to do that. The 100 and 107, I would say take that your first semester if possible, or as soon as possible, because again, we're trying to give you those foundations that are going to help in all of your classes later on. There is a 200 level STU course that we set up, and that one is a 2-credit one. And we set that up specifically to support students in their last semester at Pima when they are transferring to a university. And there are a couple versions of that one. One is specifically for U of A, one is for other universities. But what we do is we help you with that process of transfer, and we help walk you through some of those steps because there are a lot of deadlines, there are a lot of considerations, financial aid, all that stuff gets a little different, and universities don't always offer the same support that we offer. So we want to make sure that we do what we can on this side to help you get to that other side. So check out the STU 210 course. If you're planning to transfer to a university, check with your advisor and see how that works. And that comes up in your very last semester at Pima.
Great tips. And so I had mentioned a little bit earlier that I was going to share some links to see the course descriptions and get an idea of exactly what is available. So let me go ahead and share those now in chat with you all. So the way that this works is I'm going to send a link here. And if you're watching this as a recording, you can also see it in the video summary, but it's going to take you to the course descriptions page. And you're going to see that there's several different student success courses that are available and offered. And then when you click on the hyperlinks, you'll be able to see the different course descriptions for each of those to get a better understanding of your options, what you'll be learning in each of those courses. And if you have room to make decisions in your degree plan, look through that accordingly. If and when it comes time that you are wanting to go ahead and actually sign up and register for those classes, the second link that I'm going to share here in a chat, and again, it will also be in the video summary for this, that is going to be the course registration page. So let's see here. Alicia, these are available pretty much each semester, fall, spring, and summer, correct?
Yeah, that's STU 100 and 107. There are tons of sections of those. We run those all throughout the year. The STU 210, those are going to be a little bit more restrictive because it's for those very particular situations of students like in their last semester getting ready to transfer. But those 100s and 107s, you'll definitely find those in the first 8 weeks. The second 8 weeks, you'll find them in 5-week sessions. The STU 210, you're going to see some full semester ones of those because we want to support you throughout that full semester. We've got courses online, we've got them in person, we've got them virtual. So we're trying to offer them and offer this information as many ways as we can so that students have an opportunity to engage in a way that works for them.
Yeah. And if you're wondering if and how these courses fit in your degree plan, that's going to be something that you can explore through your My Degree Plan portal under your My Pima account. It's also going to be a great conversation to have with your academic advisor because they can talk to you specifically about if, where, and how those courses can fit towards your graduation, whether or not there's room to take it as an elective, funding for those classes, and more. So that's a great follow-up conversation to have with your assigned advisors. And you can find the contact information for the program advisors on the Pima website. I will go ahead and also add that link in the live stream chat right now, as well as the video summary description for later. Let me get back here to that. And
absolutely. And there were some of these that were offered for free, right? There was some coverage for some of these. Ooh, did we lose Renee? It looks like we lost Renee for a moment. She'll be popping back in here. There she goes. Welcome back, Renee. Some technical difficulties. But do check out the schedule of classes. There she goes. The schedule of classes, they have the information for each of the courses, like the description, as well as when those courses are going to be offered, who's teaching them. It goes by last name, so mine's Ingolstad. And when you go through that, you'll notice lots and lots of names in there. We've got lots of people contributing to this, lots of options for dates or times to meet, and other schedules like which part of the term, 8 weeks, 5 weeks, and so on.
I love it. Thank you. And thank you for carrying on while I have the technical difficulties. Y'all see, if you take a class with Alicia, you're going to be in great hands with those life skills there. I love it. All right. So, I think the biggest question that I was always the why student. I wanted to know why things mattered to me, why I really needed to know about this. So tell us, why are these student success courses important for our students to know about, pursue, and really invest in?
So I like that you use the word investment, because that's what this is. This is an investment, and it's an investment in yourself. All those things that your teachers in, high school, or if you were in college before, they told you you're supposed to do, but there's just like no time to really sit down and do this way. And it's a little cumbersome to learn the thing. This is the time to do it. So come to the class, get the credit for it. We walk you through practicing some of that stuff. If you have an in-person or virtual course, that means you have meetings with your teacher. So then we do interactive stuff to help you engage with the material in different ways. It's not just, here's a textbook, read the thing, fill out this worksheet, and then we'll check these boxes and you've done the thing. It's not like that at all. So we want to help you, again, become the person you want to be. Students come to college, they do all this work, all this effort, all this personal investment. There's no way that you're going to come out on the other side the same person. So we want to help you be that person, facilitate you being the person that you're wanting to be. And we've got the cheat codes. These classes are the cheat codes.
I love
So don't fumble through and say, well, I didn't know. And, so I lost this deadline and this and that. We've got it for you. Come to the class. We'll walk you through. We help you with it all.
I love it. Adulting does not always come with cheat codes or even support, but you have that here in these. And I think that's what makes it special. And one reason why I love working in higher education is because of that magic that you were just talking about. If you just want to go to class, get the grade, get the diploma at the end, that's what you can get out of college. But if you also want to grow personally, professionally, as well as academically, you can do that too. And what I like about these courses is that, like you said, you're setting them up with those foundational skills to do just that. So pretty cool. All right. Well, if you have any other questions that we didn't cover or discuss, you can add them into the chat even after this live stream has ended. I will make sure that those get fielded and connected with the right resources for your answers. But otherwise, I want to thank you all for joining us for today's vodcast. We host these on a monthly basis, and so make sure that you join us again next month. We will be hosting that on October 20th. We'll go live again at 1:30. We're going to be talking about learning communities here at Pima, what those are and how they can support especially our first year students. But also, if you liked what we had to talk about, make sure that you hit that like button, click that bell notification so that you can also be told when we go live next, so you can join us for the next podcast. But otherwise, thank you, Alicia, for your time today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Take care and have a great semester. And as always, keep striving.